What if the reason your blood sugar stays high all day has nothing to do with what you're eating, but everything to do with when you're eating it and how much of one specific nutrient you're missing? Before you skip another breakfast or grab that healthy granola bar, there's something you need to know about how your brain controls your blood sugar and your appetite all day long. So today, we'll dive into 5 breakfast hacks that turn off insulin resistance and stabilize your blood sugar for the entire day. We'll cover the exact protein target that tells your brain to stop sending hunger signals, the surprising timing strategy that prevents afternoon blood sugar crashes, and the hidden nutrient deficiencies that keep you craving carbs even when you're trying to eat healthy. Plus, we'll share the one thing you should do 30 minutes after breakfast that can drop your A1C by up to a full point. These aren't just tips, they're based on how your body actually processes glucose and insulin. But before we dig in, can you do us a favor? Help us spread this life-saving message by hitting the thumbs up. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to Diabetes Fixer and click the bell icon so you never miss out on our new videos. Stay tuned till the end because we've curated 3 invaluable gifts that will empower you not just to manage, but possibly prevent diabetes. Let's get started. Number 5. Front-load your protein target. You've probably been told that protein is filling and helps control blood sugar. But what if I told you there's a specific protein number that, when you hit it at breakfast, literally tells your brain to stop making you hungry for the rest of the day? Here's what happens. Your hypothalamus, the control center in your brain, receives signals from protein. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that your brain has a protein target it needs to meet. Until you hit that target, your brain keeps sending hunger signals, making you eat more and more calories. This is called protein leverage. For people with insulin resistance, this matters because constant eating means constant insulin spikes, which makes insulin resistance worse. When you meet your protein target early, your insulin levels stabilize, inflammation drops, and your cells become more sensitive to insulin again. The target is 0.6 grams of protein per pound of body weight at breakfast. So if you weigh 180 pounds, that's about 108 grams of protein. That might sound like a lot, but it's doable. 4 eggs, 24 G, 6 oz Greek yogurt, 18 G, 4 oz ground beef, 28 G, 2 oz cheese, 14 G, and a protein shake, 24 G, total 108 grams. And recent research shows your body can absorb this much protein in one meal. A 2023 study in diabetes care found that participants who consumed 30% of their daily protein at breakfast had 23% lower post-meal glucose spikes throughout the day and reduced their A1C by an average of 0.8 points over 12 weeks compared to those who spread protein evenly. But here's the thing, not all protein sources work the same way for blood sugar control. The next hack reveals which specific protein source contains a nutrient that directly impacts how your brain processes glucose and controls cravings. Number 4. Choose eggs for choline power. Most diabetics focus on protein and carbs, but there's a lesser-known nutrient that directly affects your brain's ability to regulate blood sugar. When you're deficient in it, your brain literally can't produce the energy it needs, so it triggers intense carb cravings to compensate. That nutrient is choline, and eggs are one of the richest sources. Choline is the precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter essential for brain energy and cognitive function. Here's why this matters for your blood sugar. When your brain doesn't have enough acetylcholine, it experiences an energy deficit. To compensate, it triggers cravings for a quick energy, usually sugar and refined carbs. This creates a vicious cycle of blood sugar spikes and crashes. But when you get adequate choline from eggs at breakfast, your brain has stable energy, cravings diminish, and you naturally eat fewer carbs throughout the day. Studies show this can reduce daily carb intake by 30–40% without willpower. Aim for 3 to 4 whole eggs at breakfast to get about 450 mg of choline. The choline is in the yolk, so don't skip it. Scrambled, fried, or in an omelet. It doesn't matter. If you're concerned about cholesterol, research shows dietary cholesterol has minimal impact on blood cholesterol for most people, and the benefits for blood sugar control far outweigh any concerns. Research in the Journal of Nutrition found that adequate choline intake improved insulin sensitivity by 18% and reduced fasting glucose by an average of 12 mg/dl. Another study showed that people with higher choline levels had a 24% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Eggs are powerful, but when you combine them with one specific type of meat, you create a nutrient synergy that hits multiple deficiency targets at once. Targets that, when unmet, keep your blood sugar elevated no matter what else you do. Number 3. Add beef for B vitamin synergy. What if your body is craving food not because you need more calories, but because you're missing specific micronutrients? Research shows that when certain nutrient targets aren't met, your brain keeps you eating and eating until you get them, regardless of how many calories you've consumed. Beef, especially when combined with eggs, provides a complete spectrum of B vitamins, B12, B6, niacin, riboflavin, and thiamine. These vitamins are critical for glucose metabolism. B12 helps your cells use glucose for energy instead of letting it accumulate in your bloodstream. B6 is essential for insulin production and function. Niacin improves insulin sensitivity. When you're deficient in these vitamins, which many diabetics are, your cells can't process glucose efficiently, leading to higher blood sugar levels. By eating beef with your eggs, you're giving your body the tools it needs to actually use the glucose in your blood, rather than just trying to lower it. Add 3 to 4 oz of ground beef, about the size of a deck of cards, to your eggs. Ground beef is affordable and easy to cook. Brown it with some onions and peppers, then scramble your eggs right in the same pan. If you can handle it, even 1 oz of beef liver once or twice a week provides 10-20 times more B vitamins than regular beef. You can mix small amounts into ground beef to mask the taste. A study in diabetes research and clinical practice found that diabetics with adequate B12 levels had 31% better insulin sensitivity than those who were deficient. Another study showed that correcting B vitamin deficiencies reduced fasting glucose by an average of 18 mg/dl within 8 weeks. Now, protein and B vitamins are crucial, but there's one mineral that's so important for bone health that your body will literally keep you eating until you get enough of it, and most diabetics are severely deficient. Here's what many people don't realize. Insulin resistance isn't just about blood sugar. It's about inflammation, and every time you eat without meeting your nutrient targets, you're triggering more inflammation, making your insulin resistance worse. That's why these breakfast hacks work. They reduce inflammation at the source. Number 2. Hit your calcium target. Your body prioritizes bone health above almost everything else. So much so that if you don't get enough calcium, your brain will keep signaling you to eat more food, any food, until that calcium target is met. This is one of the hidden reasons you might feel hungry even after a big meal. Calcium does more than build bones. It's essential for insulin secretion and glucose metabolism. Research shows that adequate calcium intake improves insulin sensitivity and helps your pancreas release insulin more efficiently. When you're calcium deficient, your body goes into a state of metabolic stress, which raises cortisol levels and blood sugar. Plus, calcium helps regulate the hormones that control appetite. Studies show that people who meet their calcium needs naturally eat 10 to 15% fewer calories throughout the day without trying, simply because their brain's nutrient targets are satisfied. Aim for 1,000–1,200 milligrams of calcium at breakfast. Here's how. Add 2 oz of cheese to your eggs, 400 milligrams. Have 6 oz of Greek yogurt on the side, 300 milligrams. And here's a wild trick. Crush half an eggshell and mix it into your omelet, 1,000 milligrams of pure calcium carbonate. You won't taste it, and it's the same calcium used in most supplements. Or eat sardines with the bones, which offer 325 ml per 3 oz. A study in diabetes care involving over 83,000 participants found that those with the highest calcium intake had a 21% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Another study showed that calcium supplementation reduced fasting glucose by an average of 8 mmol/dl in people with insulin resistance. So far, we've covered what to eat at breakfast. But the next hack is about when to eat your other meals, and it's completely counterintuitive. In fact, it's the opposite of what most diabetes experts recommend. Before we unveil our number 1 breakfast hack, let's pause for a moment. To support you in managing diabetes more effectively, we're thrilled to offer 3 extraordinary free gifts we've compiled just for you. First, we're giving away our exclusive ebook, 13 Foods That Lower Blood Sugar. This isn't just a list. It's a collection of delicious, research-backed foods that stabilize glucose levels and are easy to add to your meals. Next, for those who love cooking, we're offering a special recipe book packed with creative, low-carb alternatives to rice, pasta, and bread. These recipes make eating healthy, enjoyable, and satisfying. Finally, you'll gain access to a breakthrough video called 30-Second Bedtime Solution to Stop Diabetes. This surprising approach based on 20 years of research may completely change how you manage your blood sugar at night. To claim these 3 free gifts, simply click the link in the description below. Now, let's reveal the number 1 breakfast hack that can transform your blood sugar control. Number 1. Support your gut. 30 minutes after eating. What if I told you that the communication between your gut and your brain is more important for blood sugar control than the food itself? Research shows that your gut bacteria directly influence insulin sensitivity, appetite, and even how much glucose your liver produces overnight. Your gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your intestines, communicates directly with your hypothalamus through the gut-brain axis. When your gut bacteria are balanced, they produce short-chain fatty acids that improve insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. They also produce hormones like GLP-1 that slow glucose absorption and increase insulin secretion. But when your gut is out of balance, which is common in diabetics, these signals get disrupted. Your brain doesn't receive proper satiety signals. Your liver produces excess glucose, and your cells become more insulin resistant. Studies show that improving gut health can reduce A1C by 0.5–1.2 points, even without changing your diet. Wait 30–45 minutes after finishing breakfast. Then take a high-quality probiotic or drink 4–6 Oz of unsweetened kefir. The timing matters. You want your stomach acid to neutralize a bit so the beneficial bacteria can survive. Look for probiotics with at least 10 billion CFUs and multiple strains, especially lactobacillus and bifidobacterium. You can also eat fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or unsweetened yogurt. A 2024 study in Cell Metabolism found that probiotic supplementation improved insulin sensitivity by 27% and reduced fasting glucose by an average of 15 mmHg after 12 weeks. Participants also reported 40% fewer cravings and naturally reduced their daily calorie intake by 300–400 calories. This gut support amplifies all the other hacks. It's the foundation that makes everything else work better. So there you have it, 5 breakfast hacks that turn off insulin resistance. You don't have to do all 5 at once. Start with just 1 this week. Small, consistent changes compound over time. And remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Check your blood sugar before and after breakfast to see how these changes affect your body. Everyone responds a little differently. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these breakfast hacks are you excited to try? Share your story below. Your experience might help someone else on the same journey. If this video has opened your eyes or strengthened your health strategy, please show your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to Diabetes Fixer, and clicking the bell icon. And if you'd like to support us even more, the Super Thanks feature is an amazing way to help us keep creating valuable health content. Before you go, remember to check out the 3 exclusive free gift links in the description below. They're packed with blood sugar lowering strategies, delicious low-carb recipes, and the breakthrough bedtime solution we mentioned earlier. Remember, your health is in your hands. These breakfast hacks work, but only if you use them consistently. Thank you for watching. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and here's to your health.